Hello everyone, it's Sue from Crafts to Enjoy. Wish you a very warm welcome to my craft room today. I just kept waiting a couple of minutes for everyone to join me. I'm just pulling my comments. I can see your comments, hopefully. I'm just waiting for it to connect. I can't connect it until we started the live. So, and my comments now are there, I think. Yeah, there we go. Let's just turn that down. So there we go. Oh, it's just fallen over. Oops. So how are we all today? Oh my goodness, so many good things today. You do not want to miss today. There's today's live. Oh, colouring ribbon from Blends Pens. So many hints and tips. Oh my goodness, and there's a gorgeous, shall I show you what it is? A gorgeous card featuring the peony. Oh, I love it, love it, love it. Let me just show you what the peony looks like. It's in my craft room. And look. Da, da, da. It came this week and I love it, love it, love it. You know, I love my florals. This is one of those flowers that seems to be, what should we say, you can use it for modern, traditional. It's really quite timeless and I like it a lot. And it's a literally first stamp today. So yes, that's coming up. That's the third card I'm going to make. So I know there's two of you watching. So hello everyone, hello. So I think we're going to get started. I'm going to make a card that was inspired by something I did a couple of weeks ago. It's this one. It's a card like this. So I'll show you what that was inspired by. That was one I did a couple of weeks ago on a Facebook. Was it YouTube Live? I think I did. So it's inspired by that one. But I'm going to do squares. I've not done squares for a long time. So I thought, oh, shall we bring that back a bit? So I'm starting off with I just want to get down to my desk. Let's just bear with while I change the camera. There you go. I mean, this is why magic was down by my desk. So my idea today is to use a Whisper White card base, a note card I'm using, and I've already pre-cut a piece of rich raspberry. I love this colour, and I wanted to use some squares. So I've been to my framelits collection and have quite a few because I love my framelits. I want to do something along these lines, but with butterflies on. I wanted to do my butterflies different colours, but I also thought, oh, I've got the ribbon to go. I'm out of the twines and things, so I'm like, oh, what can I do? So if this happens to you, you know, this started off life. You can just see that end. I was just trying to remember how to do it today, and let's start doing that one first. So that I started off life as this, and you can transform it into this. If you have any alcohol markers, you can just transform your ribbon, or ribbons you don't like the colour of, really. I quite like this. This is very vanilla, but I just thought, oh, I can't find any white. And I thought, oh, let's do that. Well, let's do that. So I'm going to start with that first. It takes a few minutes for it to dry. I know that blends dry quite quick, but I'm going to do that. And I think I'm going to put a greeting under here. So I am going to cut off a piece first. And I'm going to also use my my silicone mat. I use this all the time. If you follow me, you know I use this a lot. So I'll cut the piece off. A couple of things to be aware of. Whatever you're doing this onto, it will go. So don't do that on your best dining room table or anything else. I would recommend that you put something underneath you because it will bleed through. So I want to do a nice sort of different colours there. But I was thinking about a nice deep colour, but I think I might start because obviously I've got rich raspberry in a light and dark. So I might start with the light one. I think that was using the dark earlier. Oh, that does quite match. So let's use the dark. No, so I'm going to, because these are start again. Getting too excited. These ends have a thicker end and a thinner end to the pen, and then obviously the ink's in the side there. I'm going to use the thicker one, and I'm just going to go. I think you are getting that. So I'm going to start. You can see as the ink goes through. I'm not going to go over the gold bits, so I'm just going to leave that as it is. But obviously, let me show you that. I'm sure you're seeing that. I'm sure you're seeing that. One, there we go. You can see it kind of bleed through the ribbon. So this is such a cool trick. And you'll see towards the end there, it's just sort of bleeding up through the edge. I can go over it again if I wish. I want it darker sort of colour. I just want it to graduate. And obviously, the colour will settle a bit. So I'm just going over it to double check I've done everything. I'm going to let it dry. Whoops, I've come off my paper there. Obviously, you can see underneath there where I've been colouring it. So the ink's actually come through the ribbon. I'm going on there. I think that's about it. So I'm going to let that dry for a few minutes and get on the rest of my card. How cool is that? So if you've got ribbon you don't like the look of, or you know, you can transform it with the blends pens or alcohol markers. The other pens don't work. They're called the round ones. We've got here, just because they're water-based, marvelous markers, so they don't work with them. But it has to be the blends, which are the more sort of squarish, sort of slightly rectangled body to them. So it's the square-looking pens that we can use it with, if you're at all confused about them. So yes, that's really cool, isn't it? Look at that. So that's I'm going to let that dry there, and I'm going to get onto my card. And I think I'm going to start by gluing that down. I've got 4 little squares that have come out of my framelits. So they've got like a little kind of postage stamp edge to them. I quite like that for a change. And I thought, do I want to, you know, might get the 3D foam out. Can't make up my mind. Oh, one thing I did want to show to you. I was trying to put a sentiment on again, this is Mrs. H's top tip here. I was trying to put a sentiment on here and thinking, oh, I wanted to put on there, happy birthday wishes from the stamp set. But it wouldn't fit in the framelits that I wanted to use. And I was like, oh, what do I do? So in here somewhere, I've done a larger framelit. This was too large. I wanted it to be just the right size. So I've cut, oh, I've got froggy now. I've cut one out, and I'm not worried about too much about this side, but obviously it's larger. So I only want to use a piece of it or half of it, and then I can tuck it underneath. So that's quite handy. But I'm just going to get that going. I'm going to start with sentiment first and show you what I mean. So I'm using the Rich Raspberry. And I'm going to stamp this up. I'm going to do it towards the bottom of there, so you'll see what I mean in a sec. I think I only want about half of it, so it's too big. It doesn't fit where I want it to fit, but obviously I could tuck it underneath there, and you would never know. How cool is that? And actually, I think that looks quite cute. So I am going to go round it with my ink. I've got the older style ink pad still. I know I've got to want to save up and order some new ones. I'm just going to go round that, but you could do this equally with any ink pad, and it will give it a really cool effect. I mean, look at that. So I've used the same ink for that and that. I'm just going to close that up because I'm going to make getting a mess, I'm sure. Let me put that away, and I'm just going to quickly. Oh, basket. It gets very busy in my craft room. So again, I just used my chamois there. There we go, and that cleans it in moments. We like a chamois. So that's really cool, isn't it? So if your framelits are too big, you know, that's a really cool way to, you know, make them fit. I am going to start by gluing that all together. I think I'm going to put that about there, and I'm going to put some glue underneath, an underneath piece. Oh, big blob of glue came out then. Whoopsie daisy. Hopefully that will be okay. I'm going to let that dry for a few seconds. So we do have a bit of wiggle room there. Put it in my drying area. It's over there. So I'm going to make sure that's straight. Is that straight? I think it is. Almost. Yeah, there we go. So I'm going to let that dry for a few seconds as well. I'm going to get on with my butterflies. I love this butterfly, and it comes with a coordinating punch as well, and we like a bit of that too. So we like that. Let me get my black. I am going to colour them in with my blends pens that I have here. So I do need to remember to pick up the right ink pad and do the Memento one and not the Stays On. I've done this in a video before, and they look very similar from there, but they are totally different ones, and you end up with an inky mess, which is what I did. So don't forget to use the Memento. I have to make sure it's up the right way now in my craft room, because otherwise it's a bit embarrassing. We end up with an inky mess. And I was like, oh no. And of course we were live, and it was just horrid. I'm famously using up my scraps like I do. That is a scrap out of there. You get 2 from this. I'm going to colour these little babies in. Really pretty. I don't use this enough, this butterfly. Sorry, I mean, it judders you a bit. Sorry about that, folks. So yes, I am going to cut these out. Again, I've got scrap there. I don't know what I was making before that. You can just about fit it round. Sorry, I'm left-handed, but so I've got my in the other hand. I hope you can see what I'm doing. You can, when you're doing, the best way to do if you're going around with your coordinating punch, if you gently squeeze, you can actually hold it. So you can, I'm holding it there, just really, really gently. I'm not cutting it through. I'm just double checking because sometimes my light or whatever, I'm double checking I've got very even round there. So voila, and that's the way to do it. Just gently, gently squeeze. Actually, I've got 3 to cut out, so I better show you that. So I'm gently, gently holding, double checking I've got it all the way around. It's nice and even. Quite I'm concentrating. There we go. I don't want those little flowers, the other butterflies that are on there, so they can sadly end up in the bin. But yeah, shows why I'm working sometimes. I know I have to put my hand across, so just to make sure I get it in, because that's where my larger piece is to help me angle it. Move it around just so it gets it nice and even. Again, I'm holding it, just squeezing it very slightly, and then you can go back in again. I'm not cutting it, I'm just holding it gently. That is Mrs. H's top tip there, I think. Oh, whoopsie daisy. So let's get that out. So now we've got 3 to colour in. How exciting. So I'm going to start. I want them to be quite, I've done a bit of research on butterflies. I'm not really sure if they're pink or whatever, but I know that they seem to have different gradients of colour. So these blends pens are great for this. So I'm going to start with the lighter one in the centre, or towards the centre, and the body of it is going to be a little bit darker. So really I'm just sort of doing a block of sort of colour going along, and then I'm going to flick to my other pen, my dark pen. There we go. So in, I'm just blending it there. Now I'm going to go to the darker one, and I'm going to work my way in a bit. They tell you what ends they are, and I've forgotten to check. There we go. So I'm just going to go over that quick. I'm just going to do a bit of dabbing almost. And I'm just going to go over that. The little, kind of the wings of my little butterflies. I'll try and work quite quickly because I know where. I do enjoy colouring though. I do enjoy my colouring. So I've gone quiet now for a second. That's one. And I also forgot his body, so I'm going to use the darker Rich Basil Brief for the body, and I can use a thicker pen if I want to for that. Let's do that while I'm here actually. 1, 2, 3. That's dark one's done. I'm going to go back to the light again. So you can really have lots of fun with your blends. If you've not got any blends, they are a definite good addition to your craft room. And like I always say, they coordinate with the papers. So they call it ribbons. Everything that you've got is in the same colour. These match. So if I go and get the pink pirouette, it'll be pink pirouette. That it'll match the ribbons, the card, the inks. You know, not every company does that. And Stampin' Up are excellent in their colours. So I love the choice in colours. I can always find something that I seem to like. So that's one of the reasons that I chose to be a demonstrator. So that for me was brilliant. And I get a discount, so that's why. I like discounted shopping. But yes, this is good because you can just go in with it. I'm just gonna again. Yeah, I don't know how, you know, do my little flutterbys. Looking quite cute. Again, I could, if I wanted a bit more pale there. I'll get this dark colour back. You could go back to your pale colour. I could blend it then if I wanted to. Blend it a bit more. So it just kind of, again, in nature, you know, so you can see what I'm doing there. So I'm going to quickly go over these. Oh, I've started in the centre. So it's pale in the centre, towards the centre of my butterfly coming out. And then I'm going to go in for the dark one. So you can really get gradients here. It's really good in colour. That's why these blends are so good. In my opinion, I have used other companies, other makes or brands of alcohol markers, and in my opinion, these are definitely up there with the best. But they have the added advantage of having colours to go with them, a colour card to go with them, which the other companies can't offer you. So for me, that is the definite. I'm sticking my ends again. That is the definite advantage to Stampin' Up, because you know, they are great and they all match. So I'm just going to go over that one. A couple of bits there and I'm almost done. I like that. I'm just going to blend that in a little bit more with my light. And they're all a bit different, but it doesn't matter. I'm happy with that. It doesn't bother me. You go over them again. You can, you know. Woohoo! So there we go. So I'm going to just get my card ready to go. So that's all dry now. That looks good. So let's. I obviously have to put glue on my sentiment and that as well. That's all ready to go. So I like that. That so easy, and you'd never know that. You know, I just think it looks great the way it looks. I am going to get some dimensionals on the back of my squares. I'm just going to put one on each. I'm just going to take the weight of my, and I'm going to put this kind of in the centre. I'm going to do it kind of by eye, hopefully. So I've got 3 to put on there, but this is something I haven't done for a long time. I used to do this type of thing a lot many moons ago, so it's quite nice to go back to. Almost feels like you're revisiting an old friend. So we like a bit of that. So then I'm going to put my butterflies on, and all I'm going to do is just to give them a bit of a. I'm going to take the centre, and I'm going to leave the centre piece like that. So the centre bit's flat, so I can stick it down. I could put some bling on there. I could put anything I like, really. If you want some bling or some stickles or something, you might have some glitter glue or something. I'm going to leave mine quite plain. I'm just going to get a bit of glue on there and I'm going to just put them down. 1, 2. I'm going to angle them so they're just sort of a bit like that. And what a difference it's going to be. There we go. I'm going to put that one. What way should we go? Actually, I think we're going to go that way. But yes, that's great. And my first card done. What do we think? I do like it. I love Rich Razzleberry. It's a great colour. This would be great for anyone's birthday. So if anyone that you don't know very well, or I don't know, some people just like butterflies. I might know someone who quite close to me who likes butterflies. You never know. She might like it. I think she'd love this card because it's her favourite colour as well, almost. So yes, we like it. So that's my first. Oh, I didn't put my bit of ribbon on there, did I? I was going to put that underneath. Oh, I didn't do it. We could put it on there. We could put it at the top, possibly. What do we think? With or without? Oh, I'm desperate to show you that. And obviously that's gone quite hard now, where it almost like was hold up on its own. So all you got to do is just put it back and it'll come back to ribbon and you can do anything with it again. It goes quite firm, so it's dry. And you can do anything you like with it now. It's great, isn't it? Right, good way to colour ribbon. So I'll use that on my next card. I was going to put that underneath there, but I've glued it down now. Perhaps I didn't need it after all. No, I think I'm going to leave it off, but I've showed you that technique, so that's really, really handy. Just changed my mind. Sometimes I do. So I'm just going to quickly pack this lot away, back in its basket, and get onto the next card. I like that one. I really like that card. So the next card today, let's get the blends and everything away. Oops. The next card in my basket is using something new as well, and it came this week. How exciting! And it's using the Queen Anne's lace. I have to be honest, many moons ago I had a stamp that was very similar to this that I absolutely loved, and I used it for so many occasions. I think I got a bit fed up of it, really. So I was just like, oh god. So I saw it, I was like, oh no. It just seemed to fit the bill for birthdays, I did different colours, but this is very similar. And I just really love it. I'm not 100% certain what type of flower it is. Is it a dandelion? I do see these type of things out on walks. I don't know its name. I should really know its name, but I'm not quite sure. But I have today a Daffodil Delight card base for a bit of colour, and I've got my corner rounder in, so we might use something like that as well. So let's get cracking. So I'm going to start off from the card base. I think. A quick drink of water. Yes, so I'm going to do this off to one side, I think, and then we're going to, I'm just using my memento. I suppose you could do this in a green, a dark green or something. It would look quite good. It's not too bad a stamp to ink up, but I haven't prepared it or anything, so hopefully, should I get my, I'm going to grab my Stampin' Pierce mat. I gather these are not in the catalogue anymore, but they are still available to order. So if you need one, you can get in touch and I'll give you the number. Because I use this all the time. I gather Stampin' Up had a bit of a U-turn on it. So I just want something really simple with this card. So, and then we're going to put a bit of yellow. I don't know what colour these, again, I don't know what colour these flowers are. But for me, I think that looks lovely. I love it. Of course, and I'm going to use my corner rounder. I am going to use my corner rounder for a change. And I'm going to do one corner. And then I want to put this one, so it's got, you can do it poking into. You do have to be careful that you line it up in that it's got a groove. You see that? Make sure it isn't out. Push it right against the guides. And there we go. Voila. One of my lovely customers, Diane, said she liked that look a while ago. So, and you can obviously see the colour underneath poking through, so that's really cool. So we like a bit of that. So then I was thinking about doing the coordinating yellow that goes with it, but I want to stamp off of it. I want it quite a pale looking card. I'm just going to grab my scrap paper. It's a card everywhere. And I've got a Daffodil Delight. Again, it's matching, but you'll see you can get, although this is Daffodil Delight card, you can get a different effect, a different shade almost of the same colour. Just by that's first generation stamping, and then I'm going to go second, and I'm going to go for the third, and hope that we get a bit of colour on there. It is. I could done. I'm just going for it, but I could have used my Stamparatus, so if you have anything like that, because I want it quite pale. Hopefully, ta-da! Oh, that's a real ta-da moment. Can you see that? It's just got a little bit of, but you see the 1, 2, the 3. I stamped off twice. And then did that, but I only wanted a little pale sort of like, so it kind of goes, but you can really see that pop from there. I like it a lot. Yes, I like it too. I have to calm down and breathe a little bit. So I'm next going to do my, I've got a sentiment in there. I just like what was here. Celebrating all the wonderful things about you. And I like that. So I'm going to do that in, I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to do it in yellow. I might do it in black afterwards and see if we can do some double stamping. Again, I probably should be using my Stamparatus really, but I'm not quite sure where it is in my craft room right now. So we're going to go for it because I know not all of you out there have a Stamparatus. So, but you might have blocks. So, you know, so that's celebrating all the wonderful things about you. I'm then going to clean it. That's why my chamois comes in handy. Just going to put that basket on the floor. It's very busy in my craft room. And I'm going to clean it. I'm just going to get my towel quickly. I hope we don't get any, make sure it's dry. I know some people use their jeans, whatever you've got on. That is dry, so I'm going back for the yellow. And hopefully, I'll just try and line it up. If it's got a bit of a shadow, I'm not too worried about that. So I'm going to have to pull it forward. So I hope you're seeing that. So I'm going to go straight over the top of it, hopefully. I hope I at least get it. I can't quite see what's underneath, so I'm just going to have to go for it, I think. Oh, not bad. I'm happy with that. Obviously, I could have used a pen. I could have gone in with my blend pen. I could have just gone underneath it, but I quite like that. It kind of matches. It kind of coordinates, and I think I'm going to do the other corner to match that. Just giving that a little clean so I can put that back on its sheet. So easy to clean, and you know, and that's the important thing. Once you've finished your crafting, you don't want a big pile of it's like cooking your dinner, and you get a big pile of washing up at the end. You're like, oh, so it's great to get it done, isn't it? Great to get it done as we go along. So that's that bit. I just really liked this stamp set. It can do. I can see it being done with so many different colours. so many different things. I've done something for yellow today, which is something I wouldn't normally do, but I picked a colour that I haven't used in a while, so this would be great. I know lots of people at the moment are sending thinking of you cards, happy birthday. You could even do this for a man's card, I think. I have done it in the past for a man's card, this type of thing, and it's gone down really well. So I'm going to do that, and I'm going to go get my corner rounder. I'm going to do something different. I'm going to go, will I be right with 2 layers? Hopefully we will. Yes, we will. And woohoo. Oh, it just moved out then. I think we got it. Yeah, we did. So that's really different, isn't it? I like it. What do we think? Right, I'm going to stick this down quite flat. Obviously, being careful not to put too much glue around my my sort of punch out. So be careful of that. This is going to be quite flat. The glue's running out. I have to get another one down from the shelf. And I am going to put this one, the sentiment I've double sort of stamped, if you like, just about there. This could be something we should do for coffee and card. I had a coffee and card, well, did a coffee and card YouTube live on Monday. So I really hope that my ladies that normally come to me, we normally go to Anna's in Folkestone, and I hope to get back there very soon. So yes. Oh, I've just chopped up my 80 pieces. I hope that's okay for everyone. Yes, so yeah. Does everyone out there need a haircut? Is it just me? No, we're all in the same boat here. We're doing the best that we can with what we've got. But I can't wait to have a haircut. Or restart, who knows? I'm going to line that up with the bottom of my stamp, a stamped image, but how gorgeous is that? I love it. I just really like it. It's very different for me, and I've got sentiment inside, but it's the yellow, teeny bit of yellow for me that makes a difference. And, you know, I hope you like that, Diane. I know Diane said she liked those corners rounded, so she likes that interesting look. So that's very different. This is my new one of my new. I love dies, and this is taken from the Tasteful Labels dies. I can never remember its name, but this is absolutely. Oh, some of them are stitched. I can find myself stroking them. You know, I'm a bit obsessed with it. These are just gorgeous. I love it. They've got really useful sizes, and if they are too big or too wide, you can always do what I've done there and just pop it underneath. I like my first card, which I used. Which one was it? I used. Where has it gone? I used that one. I used that one, and I knew it was too big, but obviously that's that die. So you'll see, you know, you really get lots of good value for these things. You could use part of it, you could use a section of it. You know, you don't have to use the whole thing, or you could double cut it even, you know. I'll have to show that in a future video, yes, how you can sort of make your dies fit your sentiment, which, you know, I love those. They're really useful. I use those all the time. They're on the top of my die section, so I like that. What do you think? Card number 2. I'm just going to clear away these few bits, and again, effortless cleaning at the end. We like a bit of that when we finish with this stamp set. We're going on to the next one. So important, that is. So important for me. So that's more or less that's all done and cleaned and back in its case and back to go on the shelf. How cool is that? Let me get my scrap paper out of the way. My third card today is a real beauty, even if I do say so myself. We have a few different techniques going on, so you're going to have to bear with me where I get it. There's 2 baskets coming on my desk any second now, so I'm just going to clear some of my things away. But yes, we've got a lot coming in. I wanted to show you a different technique. So this is featuring the star of the show here is the prize peony, and oh my goodness, I love that a lot. The sneak peek there of something that is coming, I'm going to be using, and that is a different technique. Just grab my heat gun because I won't need that. There's all sorts coming our way here, but let's put those there, up there. I wanted to do a technique that I haven't done for a long time with an embossing folder, with a dry embossing folder. So, and you look at this, and you think, oh, this has been what I've been playing with. So when you think about embossing folders, they've got a embossed and a debossed, and this is using the debossed side, as in it's, you know, if you look at it, you're thinking, well, how have I managed to get ink on the base of that embossed side? Does that make sense? Can you see what I've done, how I've done that there? So basically, I've done the other side of the embossing folder. I've put ink in it, and it's run it through my Big Shot, and I started from there. So this is lovely colours. I love these colours. Pink and brown. So soft suede and what's the colour called? Blushing Bride. Oh, haven't done these for a long time. Here, these colours. I'm lucky enough to have, well, I have it, that they're coordinating. What have I put with the dies? Where I put, there must be another basket somewhere here. Yes, they are. I told you I've got 2 baskets here, so there's stuff everywhere. I'm lucky enough to have the coordinating dies with this set. And I've not got them all out yet, I have to be honest, because it only arrived this week. But I love it when you get a stamp set and you get like a really long edge. So that's like, I was like, oh, I'm looking up. I haven't got these off yet. This is how yours will come. All I've got off is the bit that goes around the flower and that piece. So who knows? But this is just lovely. I can see me using it such a lot. I can see me using it so many times. Just for that edge. The edge is just, it's just like cut and so pretty. You might want that at the bottom of something. I'm using it on the side here for a card just to give it a bit of interest. But I think, wow, wowie. So back to my, sorry, I digressed there. Back to my technique I want to show you. And I'm looking for my, I think the main problem why I didn't manage to do this many moons ago, I've only cracked it this morning, this technique really, was my ink pads. I don't think my ink pads was juicy enough. I don't think it was deep enough to get in there. So I'm looking at my embossing folder here, and I'm using tin tile, and it's embossed and debossed, and I'm looking for the one that has the almost like indentation. This one's raised. You get your finger over or nail over it, you can feel it's raised. And this one, you're almost like putting your nail into it. So that's the side we're looking for. And I think it's generally the side that's got the logo on. So look out for that. But it's the opposite side, the back side of that, if that makes sense. So I'm going to just see how big I want. I did notice that I needed to put this in a specific place because it's quite a sort of a cube-ish sort of pattern. So I'm just going to work out where I need this to be. And I can get that done. I didn't realise this earlier, but when I was doing it, but yes. So I don't know whether to go there. Should I go there? They've put a line on there for you, actually. So I think I'm going to go up. There's a line there that you can see. So I'm going to go up to that. So I know I've got to ink up to. So again, I'm going on the deboss side, not the emboss side, which is that bit. So I'm going to put an ink on here, and I put that on there and run it through my Big Shot. I wanted to show you how the technique works. So this is a top tip here, folks. So ink pad is going straight onto there, and I'm going up to my line. So I'm going to turn that around a little bit so I can see where I'm going. And I'm just going to, this is a little bit scary at first, and I thought, oh, what have I done? But it's fine, because this is water-based ink. So obviously we can just wash it, you know. So I'm going up to I'm just going just over my line a little bit. I'm making sure that every piece has got ink, so I'm double checking that every bit's got some ink in there. I'm just gently pressing down, going over my, you just need to be a little bit careful that you're checking that you've got all the bits covered. But I think it was because when I was doing it before, it didn't work. And I was thinking this morning, why didn't that work before? What? I think it was my ink pad. I don't think it was juicy enough. I don't think it was a good quality ink pad that I was trying to use. So I've inked that up really, really well. So as you can see, that looks quite a good colour. And I have to be quite careful when I put that down. Doesn't mean it's going to get a bit inky anyway. So I'm going to put that down on the line. I'm going to be careful where I close that shut tight. And I'm just going to put that through my Big Shot. I can't get my Big Shot on the table at the moment. It's not enough room. But I'm just going to get that through the Big Shot quickly. Just trying not to make the card in there move. So I've got ink in there as well. It's quite important that it stays still. Through the Big Shot. And then the da-da moment is coming. So, has it worked? Oh, hope so. I hope so. I'm just going to close that up a second because I'm going to get my elbows or something in it. And look at that! Ta-da! Look at that! I love it. So the way to clean it, I'm just looking and stroking that for a second. Obviously, we've got that side we could use. Well, that you want to use that side because it's got ink on it. But look at that. That is amazing. And I love it, love it, love it. I haven't done that for so long. Yes. Actually, I'm going to get my Stampin' mist in there and just give it a little spritz and a little clean because this smells nice and helps with cleaning. You are better to clean it more or less straight away. So I've got my spray there. The smells do look delightful as well. I've got an old flannel here that I use for crafting it, gluing or whatever I'm doing. But this comes up, you've not damaged it, you've not done anything to it. You can use it again. If it gets really inky, these embossing folders are quite tough. You can take it down to your kitchen and give it a little wash with some washing up liquid, it will come up really good. So, love the tin tile. But look at this, what we're left with. Oh, I'm so happy. I know, I should get out a bit more probably, but you know, I like my card making. I like to share you these type of things. Look at that. So I need to calm down a little bit and get my inks out because we're not going to finish there. You know, I want to make it look a little bit different from there. So I'm just getting my inks out. I'm just moving some blocks around. Just want to get space on my desk here. Let's just move those out of the way. So I've got crumb cake. I'm opening up. I've got soft suede and I've got a darker one. I've got early espresso. I am in the process of replacing my ink pad. I've got the old style one. I know they're a few years old, but to be honest with you, I've had these. The Stampin' ink pads are so good that I'm a bit loath to get some new ones. So, you know, I need. The thing is with it, you need to make sure that the colour is at that end, so you can see which end's which, so I can see them. And on my sponges, I've got colour card, scraps of card that I've glued to them, so I know which one's which. So obviously that one's crumb cake. I know the colour's crumb cake. That is soft suede, and that's early espresso. So I'm going to grab my silicone max. I use this a lot. I'm going to start with a lighter colour, and I'm just going to go around it. Again, this, you can't believe this was a plain piece of card. You know, you can, again, I'm starting on my mat. This is almost like a Tim Holtzy sort of thing, and this is just going to look great. Oh, I love it. I love it, love it, love it. This is the way I was taught to do it, on the mat, so you don't get any sort of harsh edges, or, you know, you just can blend your inks. And I'm going in, you see that? See how it's looking now? So I'm then going to go for my next colour. So starting with the lightest colour, I'm then going to go with my sort of soft suede. So it's shade darker, or a couple of shades darker. I'm going to go around it. I'm also going to get my scissors and rough up my edges. How cool is that? Again, I could go around it. I could do the whole thing. I could, you know, obviously because it's got a texture to it, you can see that I can just keep adding colour. And this started off as a plain bit of card. That's what amazes me. And I quite like it when it looks like, some looks a bit, you can see the colour underneath. So I'm just going to go over that a little bit. I quite like that. And I'm going to be quite careful with my early espresso, because this is my darker colour. I'm going to go in from the edge again. And you just keep going to build up your colour. It's going to take me a few minutes, so I'm just going to try and do it quick. And I'm using a thick card here, so it has got quite a, how does that look? And I'm going to get my scissors. This is a real good technique you can do. Get your scissors, and they do sell paper, I don't know what they're called, paper rougheners I call them, but you can get your scissors, my scissors here. You need to be careful because obviously these are quite sharp, so yeah, but I'm holding it, you have to be quite careful. And you can rough up your edges. There's a tool that does this, but obviously I just use my scissors, to be honest. I thought, what's the point in that? It depends how you want your finished sort of project to look. I want mine to look a little bit rustic, so I'm just gonna, again, I'm not too worried if it's a bit bent or whatever. It'll be fine for me. But a bit sort of rusticy looking. Obviously, the more you do it, I suggest that you go sort of little enough, you know, sort of like you can always add to it, but you can't take it away. So it depends. You could really rough it up. The more you do it, you get the texture of the card. One way, obviously, you're working against the blade and you're working with the blade. So one way, I tend to do a bit of both ways. So it makes it look on the edges quite sort of good. I'm going to go around again. I want to go around that and get rid, because for me the very vanilla is starting to come through a bit, and I don't want that. So I'm just going to go through that, and I'm going to get that like so. Go over those edges so they're less. But how cool is that? Again, I'm going to go over it. If I wanted to highlight a little bit, I could. A bit embossed bit. Oh, this is great. I love it. I love showing you techniques. This is a real technique card, this one. Something I've not done for quite a while. Again, the tip is here, dab off on there and then go straight on. If I was to go straight from there to there, it may be a real strong, too much colour. It's much better to just dab off. And you can go over it, you can make it look, if you want any particular colours to look, you know, or particular areas you want to highlight or anything, just keep going over it like so. That looks so cool. I like it, like it, like it. Then I wanted to just go round my lovely pink bit, my blushing bride, just gently. And I think I'm going to use a bit of crumb cake here, so it doesn't look so clean looking. Real gentle, real gentle. So it kind of is going to fit my card perfectly in with my, so you know, it's not so bright. This is a great colour, crumb cake, and it seems to go with everything. You know, one of those colours. But this is blushing bride, you know, and hey, look what you can do. I'm going to keep this bit a little bit flat, so I'm not going to rough out my edges of my card because it's my base piece. But oh, I've done this for so long. And look at that on there. So it looks. Let me show you. Let me show you the card base and see where we're sort of heading towards. Look at that. I love it. Oh, I love it, love it, love it. Oh, I've got to concentrate now. I'm going to lose where I am. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do is we're going to do this beautiful peony. And I wanted to show you some tone-on-tone stamping with my sponges out of the way. I'll just close that up quickly. And otherwise I'm going to get in a mess. So I wondered what it would be like if we just did tone-on-tone. So this is soft suede and soft suede ink. I'm going to make sure this is really well inked up. I know I've got to get some new ink pads. I know. Sorry, I haven't got the new ones yet. So these three colours seem to go quite well together. And I've only inked this once, so I'm just going to double check it's going to go really well inked. And I am going to get my Stampin' Pierce mat. So I'm going to go for it. So all I'm doing is inking it up with that ink, and I'm going to, so I don't know if you actually saw that, I need to see where it was. Sorry folks, I think I can't slide it yet. There we go. I'll hold it there for a few seconds because it's got to let the ink transfer. It's not large, but it's quite a, you know, ta-da! Look at that. That's no colouring, that's just ink straight from the stamp onto there. I love it. I love anything like that. And it's got, this is, I think this is a distinctive one. It is, because it's got different, I don't know about these things, but basically on the stamp they've got different levels of the stamp, so it gives you more ink. Obviously there's no you know, goes down deeper there, and it's just different levels of where the stamp is made, so it gives you a gorgeous effect. So I'm just looking for I've got the coordinating die that goes with this. I'm just going to run that through my Big Shot real quick. I'm just going to change my plates because I'm doing embossing. One moment. There we go. I've got a couple of bits. My Big Shot Big Shot plates are getting really, really worn now, poor things. So I am waiting for the new Big Shot to come out. So, and that is orderable soon, I gather. So that's almost on there, not bad. So I'm just going to move that along a bit. I'm going to double check it's where it should be. I'm going to put a little bit of tape on to hold it because my plates are very, mine are very sort of, but I don't want to do about this one, bottom one is quite bowed. So I think that's pretty good. Last thing I want to do is move when I'm going to get it over there. So I'm hoping that's in the right place. Look at this. Oh, look at that. Oh, I love it. If I wanted to, I could go over them and pull out the colour. I could, add colour to it if you've got a blend. That is gorgeous as it is for me today. But it gives you so many possibilities, so many things you could do. I am going to just curl that up a little bit because I think I like it in the middle. I've got dragged a bit of lace out I haven't used for a while. My sentiment I'm going to do is going to be on I can't remember what this what's it called? Story. What it's called? My thoughts are with you. I'm going to do a quick bit of heat embossing. I wanted to do a clear one. So I have my clear embossing folder handy. You do need, the golden rules I always say with this is to use your embossing buddy. So I'm going to get mine Stampin' Pearson up there. I'm going to do that. So I've had this for many, many years. It's got the old colours on it. But yeah, so your little pillow, or a little embossing buddy first goes around it. So make sure there's no moisture from my hands or anything else on there. And you're going to need to grab your Versamark ink. It's Versamark ink. And then ink up your stamp. Oh, should I put my finger in it then? So I'm then going to ink that up. I want that in the centre there somewhere. You're in my thoughts. I'll go for. My thoughts are with you. Sorry, I read that wrong then. So I'm going to let the ink transfer for a few seconds, even pressure. I'm going to pull that across, off. And then I'm going to just get my embossing powder. I'm going to I tip that over about twice and flick it from the back. So it should be a little shade darker. So I'm just going to close that up, grab the heat gun. I am going to make sure that I keep hold of it with a pair of scissors or a ball tool or something. There we go. So I'm going to make sure I keep hold of it because last time I did this, it flew off everywhere and it was no good. So I'm going to make sure I keep hold of that. I'll show you what I'm doing. Oh, here's my mat. Let's get my silicone mat underneath. Again, my silicone mat is well used in my house. It's definitely a thing that I recommend you getting if you don't have one. Right, let's get going. I'm going to use my silicone mat. It's quite a small area that I'm heat embossing. And just waiting for that to change colour. And that looks pretty cool. Look at that. And that's just clear embossing powder. Just make it look quite shiny. So I'm going to put my card together now, and I'm going to put a little bit of lace on there. I thought bring out a little bit of new lace. Where did I put it? Oh, where did I put it? There it is. There we go. So this is the pretty lace. I'm not sure if I want that or not. So, but I did think it may go with my, my theme here. I think it looks quite cute. I'm just laying it out where I want it to be. I do like it. Love it, love it, love it. Something like that, I think. Oh, I like it. Yeah, there we go. So I'm just going to attach that to the back. I'm going to cut this off. My scissors have flown everywhere. I'm going to a little bit on the back. This is lovely, this lace. Look at this lace. It's great for cards. It's great down the edge of a card. You can make a bow with it, and it's quite soft as well. Some of the laces that they have are really, this is really, really soft. Some of them are really soft, like quite stiff. So I don't like them. So I'm going to get my Scotch tape here, which is always to my stage right when I'm in my craft room. So I'm going to get that about there, I think, and that about there. Oh, look at that. So I'm going to line that up with the bottom of those two circles there from the other side, and I'm just going to put that on there like so. Get a couple of little bits of tape. there are lots of ways that you can get this, put this on your project. So I'm just going to double check. I've done one side. A couple of bits of sellotape for me. And then that's straight. So have a little drink. I think I'll put this card together. Almost there, folks. What do we think? What do we think? I love it, love it, love it. Again, this doesn't look anything like the centre of the card. This is what amazes me. Despite little sponging, it just looks so, so different. I'm going to glue this down as well. Straight over that. I think my glue's running out. Whoops. Grab another glue. I was about 4 off to the side. This one's going to come out. There we go. Oh, not too heavy, I hope. I'm going to put quite a bit of glue on the back because it's got an embossed side on there. So I'm just going to put a little bit on there so it actually glues it down. Just going to put that in the centre. I've cut my card, so obviously I've got this edge on the right a little bit more. So I am going to get my bone folder gently. I'm just going to break that up a little bit, like so. So it looks a little bit as if it's got a bit more, teeny bit of movement. It's not so flat looking like a, like a whatever. So I'm going to give that, so it lifts up from the paper a little bit from my card underneath. So I'm just going to give that a little bit of a what do I call it? A little bit of lift. That's what I call it. So I am going to use both. So I'm going to use dimensionals and I'm going to use a bit of glue. So I'm going to start with my dimensionals around my raised bit there. I'm going to put a couple on the top so it gives it. It needs to. I've got to send this card in the post, so I am going to use a little bit of that, and I'm going to put one there. So that makes that look different as well. So, and then I'm going to put a little bit of glue. I'll take these off first. And then I've got a little bit of glue on the other bit, so we've got a real. Otherwise, it may fall off. So, and we don't want any bits falling off a card. So I'm just going to get my glue now and sort of get them down the base bits. I should have stood out the way. My glue isn't getting a bit camera shy. There we go. I don't want huge amounts of glue, so I'm just going to get that around this bit. So that bit is adhered to the cover. I'm not going to put any glue on those bits or those bits. And once it's in place, it'll be okay. I know we're going to that as well, but something like that. So obviously there's got a bit of dimension there. It's got that as well. And it's anchored to the card. Obviously it's got that as well. So let me just I'll raise this greeting up as well, I think. Yeah, we are. Yeah, we're going in. I'm going to put 3 on here, I think. 1, 2, 3. There we are. I'm going to just line that up so it's at the top of my ribbon. Those little bits there. So it's there. So what do we think about the card today? I've done 3. I'm just going to get my rubbish out of the way so you can see. Oops, my little bits, they really annoy me when they're on my desk, so I'll get them out. There we go. So I'm just going to move that so you can see a couple of bits on my desk. Move a few things out of the way. So what do we think? They're very different cards today, aren't they? I do like showing you different things, and the top tips and everything else are just great. I love that one. That one's a real beauty. Oh, let me move my camera. Hang on. Let me just go back. Bear with while I just get that on my face. You can see. I do love it. What do we think? I think that's got to be my favourite today. But you could do it in different colours. I'm sure this is the first one I've done. I've gone a bit grungish. Is that even a word, grungish? But you know what I mean. That one, I like that one too. It's got the corner. I know Diane likes the rounded corners. That's great. And this one's just a really good fun. Anyone like this one? That's one that could be you sent so many different people. And I also like the way I've used the blends on it. So that's really good. Obviously, I do have a website, so if you'd like to buy any of the supplies that I've used today, you can. I will list them. I don't think it'll be today. I will put a list on my blog, so if you check back next week, it will be there on craftstoenjoy.com. So that's a great place to go. And also, there's a brilliant offer on at the moment. This is what I meant to talk to you about, really. If you have a wish list that is approaching £99 or more, you can join up and get a great offer because you're going to get a free bundle. Yes, free bundle. So one of the reasons I've made this card today is because this bundle I've used here, let me get it. So it's that, and what I've done with the dies. What do I do with the dies? They're behind me. So you could get, if you joined by £99, you could get this for free. No gimmick. No, it's not a con. It's not anything else. You could get this prize peony set, that one, and the dies to go with it. You've seen this, lots of demos have been doing this, that and that. This is the full thing. It's not any different from the catalogue. I think it's £53 for free. It's only, the offer is only on until the end of this month. So you've got another, what are we now, 15th, 16th are we? So you've only got a week or so, just over a week to grab the offer, but it's brilliant. You can't, it's one of the best offers I've seen around, and you could get these into your home for free. Prize peony, there's that, and if this isn't your thing, and it's a bundle, you get that and the coordinating dies to go with it. If you go to my blog, I've put pictures up of all of the bundles that Stampin' Up do, and you could choose any of those bundles. Not if this isn't your thing, I'm sure if you go over there, there's pictures of what will really work for you. So there might be, I'm sure there's something that will definitely, you'll think, oh, look at that. And you're getting these bundles for free when you join. So don't be put off by anything. It's nothing gimmicky. They won't make you send it back. It's no con. It's no anything, because I wouldn't put my name to anything else. So this is what I love to do. And I love to share it with you. But yes, it's a great offer. So go head over to my blog, craftstoenjoy.com. You can join up over there. But if, I hate to miss out on wait till sort of like next month and think, oh, I should have got that offer she talked about, because it'd be too late. It will end. It won't. They don't normally extend their offers. I can't guarantee, but that they normally have a set time and that's it, and then it's gone. I don't have them back. They're different offers. So yeah, they get a few offers a year, but this is certainly one of the best I've seen. One of my friends has already joined up. She has this bundle, and it's £53 worth of bundle for free. So don't miss out, and thank you ever so much for watching today. I've been crafting for a long time, so if you have any questions about what I've used, or any crafting questions, or anything you're struggling with, just get in touch. I'll see if I can make you a video. And I'm sure that if you're getting stuck, someone else will feel exactly the same as you are. So don't forget to subscribe to my channel. If you've not already subscribed, don't forget to subscribe and press on the bell so you don't miss any of my future videos. Thank you so much for watching today, and I hope to see you very soon. And keep safe and well, everyone, and keep crafting. Really hope that I've inspired you today. Thank you very much for watching. Thank you, everyone. Thank you. Bye bye.